Tier list, take two, let's go. So, here's your tier list. We're going to break it down really quickly. S is going to be the best decks for the format, except for Skull Servant. Skull Servant, we have up here in S tier because the S tier in my heart. Nowhere else, though. The deck is horrible, but I love him. He is a legend, he is a meme, so he's an S tier. Terrible deck, S tier in my heart. But we have Orcus. Orcus is probably going to be the most represented deck of the format. See it all the time in Master right now. Very consistent. I feel like just based on representation alone and after the recent hits, it just slightly beats out Maliss. Maliss is definitely your second S tier. Honorary S tier Skull Servants. And then in A, we have Lunalight. Lunalight is a great deck this format. Very good going second. Very annoying to get around, and it just kind of came out of nowhere. It's really, really good right now. Very strong. Then we have Mitsu. Mitsu and Mitsu variants, still just a solid option. Um, I don't feel like Lunite's just a little bit better, and Malice and Orcus are just a little bit better, but the deck is still very good. Next, we have Branded, still just as consistent as it's ever been, and just as good of an option as it's ever been. Brings us to B tier. We have the Fiendsmith slop variants. Rizal Fiendsmith slop, Fiendsmith control slop, Yummy Yummy slop. Very consistent. So head of B tier. Right behind it is Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes is kind of back in form. I actually played this deck a lot, getting out of Diamond, and it was very, very consistent and very fast. Um, I've been testing Dry Humate and Master. Deck is somewhat decent for it's kind of a control deck at this point, but it's very, very fun. Uh, a little inconsistent, but you do have decent options. But solid B tier overall. Gem Knight and Gem Knight piles plus Gem Knight tier. Solid B tier. You can do so many combos because of the new Gem Knight support. Regenesis, solid B tier. The deck is decent and it can run so many like stun cards, floodgates that you have difficulty getting around. It's just very decent overall. D2D still has all of its options, still can put out a very decent negate board. B, definitely lower in B, but B. And then rounding off B tier is Sky Striker, since B tier's B tier's got more support. Since Striker has gotten more support, um, definitely solid B tier. Next takes us to C tier. We got Fire King. Fire King pretty much has everything going for it still. Has all of its options pretty much. A little less consistent than the decks above it, but it's kind of a sleeper hit. Then we have Cash, just because it's splashed in a lot of things, and it just does the Cash engine thing. Get two cards and takes cards away from your opponent pretty much for free. So C tier, solid C tier, splash in a lot of stuff. Next we have kind of like the stuff you'll see splashed in Malice, just the general Cyber Slop and Adagnister. It's up in C strictly because you're going to see it splashed, not really see those decks in particular. Oh, I needed some water. I was parched. Next we have Tier Elements. Tier Elements, it's still doing its thing. It's still basically a pile deck. Solid C. And we have Gears. Gears are still going second option. They can still happen. You're probably not going to run into them, but decent enough. I do need to move Gears down though. I feel like putting them in front of something like Sprite is kind of ridiculous. So let's fix that. Same with Altergeist. Uh, yeah, let's do that. Okay, so after tier we have Rizal. The deck got hit, but you can still play it with Fiendsmith, you can still play it with Heraldic Beast, you can still just splash it in things. It's still a decent option. The Heraldic Beast variant is actually very, very fun and very consistent, so play through a lot of negates with it too. So I feel like right there is good for it. Next we have Cyberdark, Cyberdragon, and the contact board it can make consistently. It's decent C tier. I actually think I'm gonna put Sprite ahead of it though. Sprite's still very decent C tier. Gears, you already heard my going second logic. Not horrible, but definitely not better than anything above it. Kind of the same with Altergeist and Labyrinth and Live Twin. Azamina is mainly an engine. You don't really see the deck by itself. Uh, ABC can make Emancipator board pretty much, but and be a little bit more consistent than it. But it also can easily lose to Ash in some hands. The deck is just not very consistent or good. Emancipator, same thing pretty much. Adventure Engine, you just don't see much anymore. Snow, you really don't see much anymore. You'll see it splashed in tier pile decks, but eh. Dino is definitely a solid going second option. Hero, they have Darklaw. They open Darklaw. Sometimes they can do things. Blackwing, if you brick against them, can set up a really annoying board. Gimmick Puppet. Gimmick Puppet's still kind of solid C. You can still do the burn combo. Clazy and Friends. Solid C, decent C tier splashable engine. Drytron, C. Galaxy, C. With the new support, Galaxy, I feel C tier. Ice Barrier, C. And then D tier, I'm just going to read off because we have a lot in D tier. And it's just because these decks are just not going to be playable and ranked right now. Like, I'm sorry, but if you're playing these, you're probably not getting to Master. And if you do get to Master with them, good on you, but I wouldn't want to do that grind. Novelles, Invoked, Ubel, Unchained, Alien, Arcana Force, Uromage, Artifact, Eldritch, Endymion, Evil Eye, Machine Toolbox, Bujin, PKBA, Sacred Beast, Charmers, Crystal Beast, Cubic, D Heroes, Magical Musket, Kaijus, even being splashable. People just run Lava Golem at this point. Lava Golem, I think, is searchable in Regenesis, actually. Nordic, Ancient Warriors, just all these. I'll just give you guys a moment to look. I don't have to read off all of them. There's just so many archetypes that are in the trash can right now. That includes you, Plunder Patrol. But nice, already pre-sorted short tier list for you guys. Let me know what you think down below. Let me know if Skull Servant is S tier in your heart. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.